Hello again, my name is Sian Rolls, and I first got involved with community radio in 2007 as a broadcast volunteer. I was in high school and looking for something to do. I had an opportunity, and that was to be part of the Generation Next project. The project was femLINKpacific's flagship project for young women throughout the Pacific region, funded by the International Women's Development Agency, which supported young women to become community radio producers and broadcasters. The legacy of women's media networks who negotiated for the broadening of the Women in Media section of the Beijing Platform for Action to reflect the opportunity for women to be recognized as producers of their own media resulted in the inclusion of a strategic objective in Section J. It recognizes the need to increase the participation and access of women to expression and decision-making in and through the media and new technologies of communication. While there have been advances in certain areas of media outlets across the Pacific region, large gaps continue to exist in both traditional and digital media outlets. Pacific women are also challenging the status quo as producers of their own print and electronic media. Women also operate community radio stations. They're media correspondents, they're producers of video documentaries, information providers, communicators, and media activists. This includes femLINKpacific's regional media network that started with the Suitcase radio station in 2004. Following its establishment, femLINKpacific developed a series of training programs for young women in Suva, Fiji, that built on the role of in-school students who assisted in our monthly weekend community radio broadcasts. The Generation Next project emerged from these training initiatives with a vision to develop a core group of young women from diverse backgrounds and experiences to be the producers and broadcasters. Initiated in Fiji in 2005, the project has since enabled a cadre of more than 100 young women to take to the airwaves and use information and communication to bridge the divide between urban and rural women and their communities and national and local governance structures. The Generation Next project also served as an entry point for young women into femLINKpacific, as several of them have become members of femLINKpacific's core team at community media centers in Suva and Lombasa, just like myself. I've found a voice through community media, but more importantly, I've developed skills to enable other women of all diversities to find their own voice within the community media space that FemTalk 89 FM provides. This is especially critical for young people, as my country has a history of political instability, including with the coups of 1987, 2000, and 2006. There's been a culture of silence ingrained in the very psyche of our country that is especially pervasive with young people. Primarily, much of the work of the Suitcase Radio has been bridging the intergenerational gap that exists, with young women learning the technology and older women finding their voice, often after years of being told to be silent. Establishing the community radio platform was a bold move because it challenged the status quo of existing decision-making structures in Fiji by enabling women to speak openly on common matters, and crucially, it involved young women. In addition, femLINKpacific continues to demonstrate our commitment to support the implementation of the Section J of the Beijing Platform for Action, including to support women to hold governments to account by sustaining a regional women-led media network that mobilizes resources for women of all diversities, including young women, women with disabilities, and LGBT allies, to produce and broadcast radio programs, proving to be a viable tool that provides young women with the skills and confidence to move into leadership roles and address development barriers in their communities. What started in 2004 as a mobile suitcase community radio with young women in-school broadcasters from St. Joseph Secondary School, conducting monthly weekend broadcasts with a 100-watt transmitter, is now truly a women-led community radio network. The Suva station runs 24 hours a day, with hosted shows happening during the day between 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. most days. Morning Wave starts with live shows featuring Who Makes the News, Rainbow Connections, which is open to and hosted by members of the LGBTIQ community, during the mid-morning show from Monday through to Tuesday. Thursday mid-morning features a Look at My Abilities show for, by, and about women with disabilities. Live shows during the weekend are more general, but are still run by a diverse range of young women. Apart from the Suva Community Media Center, FemTalk 89 FM also broadcasts every weekday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. from the Lombasa Community Media Center in Vanua Levu, as well as maintaining our mobile suitcase radio that is taken to women in rural areas. Having started with one single suitcase radio station in 2004, now managing the Pacific's first women-led community radio network, femLINKpacific, which today through the Suva and Lombasa stations contributes more than 800 hours of content on gender equality, peace and human security a month. This wouldn't have been possible without the young women that came before and after I did to support the station, its growth and sustainability. Ultimately, the key has been to invest in young women, not just as volunteers, but as key to building and sustaining our vision for community radio in Fiji and to demonstrate feminist media practice in our Pacific Island region. We are producers and broadcasters, managers and correspondents, representatives of the diversity of our women's movement. Investment in building and sustaining a community radio movement is more than just the technology, but also ensuring that our broadcast infrastructure is intergenerational, inclusive, and innovative. Vinaka Shukriya, thank you.